He's gone. Erik Ten Hag decision already made as Sir Jim Ratcliffe has new manager incoming. The Manchester United manager is under huge pressure despite sneaking through the FA Cup semi-final with Coventry City. Alan Shearer believes Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Manchester United hierarchy may have already made their decision on Erik Ten Hag's future as manager. Ten Hag is under increasing pressure at United and his side's limp collapse in the FA Cup semi-final against Coventry, which they only won on penalties after losing a 3-0 lead, has weakened his position. Thomas Tuchel, the current Bayern Munich manager and former boss of PSG and Chelsea, is the latest high-profile name to be linked to the United job, with many now expecting Ten Hag to depart when the season ends. The Dutchman called speculation regarding his future crazy after the Coventry tie, but Shearer gets the sense that Ten Hag is running out of rope at Old Trafford. Speaking on the Rest is Football podcast, the former England striker said, "I think the future of the Manchester United manager is determined. Even if they win the FA Cup, I think he's gone. I don't think it matters. It may be wrong, but I get the feeling that winning the FA Cup will not be enough for him. When you look at the players, the attitude, where they are in the league, where they want to be, I think he's already gone. I don't know it, it's just a guess, but the players' attitude and ability, it's a hunch that the decision is already made. New owners, new director of football, new this, new that, it tells you that new manager or coach incoming. Ten Hag still has to beat Manchester City to win the FA Cup, but he wouldn't be the first United manager to lose their job straight after success at Wembley. Louis van Gaal guided United to the Cup in 2016 but was sacked soon after. Shearer admitted United were lucky to even get to the final after a shambolic second-half performance. From coasting to victory, they ended up hanging on, and only a VAR offside call denied Coventry a winner in the last seconds of extra time. "We hadn't got a clue how the game would go, because we don't know what Man United is going to turn up because they've been so inconsistent," added Shearer. "First half they were good, in the second half they were shambolic, they were made to be. But Jesus, you can't help but feel sorry for Coventry and how they were out. Penalties is cruel, but to be on the brink of going out to then having to go out that way is really painful." Done deal. Alan Shearer makes Man United signing claim after Sir Jim Ratcliffe guarantee. Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be keen to secure a key signature before the summer transfer window opens. Alan Shearer believes it's only a matter of time before Dan Ashworth swaps St James Park for Old Trafford. The Newcastle transfer chief continues to be heavily linked with a move to Manchester United as Sir Jim Ratcliffe looks to bolster the Red Devils' backroom staff. The British billionaire has already brought in the likes of Sir David Brailsford, Jason Wilcox and Omar Berrada, among others too. With the summer transfer window fast approaching, Ratcliffe has been determined to appoint a sporting director. But the INEOS chief's plan hasn't quite worked out. Newcastle are demanding a £15 million compensation package in return for Ashworth's signature, according to The Times. The two Premier League clubs have been in a stalemate for a while now, with the 53-year-old placed on gardening leave. While a resolution hasn't been found yet, Shearer believes an agreement will definitely be reached soon. Speaking on the Rest is Football podcast, the Newcastle legend said, Ratcliffe, is running the football operations, so he's made his intentions known. He's got Jason Wilcox in there now from Southampton. He's got Dave Brailsford in there. He will get Dan Ashworth in there. It's only a matter of time. A deal will be done. Whether they have to pay what they wanted to, or not, a deal will be done with Newcastle. In February, Paul Merson warned Ashworth, who only joined the Magpies from Brighton in May 2022, he might struggle to enjoy as much success at Old Trafford as he has done at St James Park. Speaking on Soccer Saturday, the Arsenal legend said, "This is what he is going to be up against, exactly what you said, which one of them is a Man United player. That's the problem, Man United keep on going out and buying superstars. Tino Livramento could play for Man United, why couldn't he? He gets up and down. Anthony Gordon is a major threat on the counter-attack and does better than a lot of players for them. The lad who has just been banned, Sandro Tonali, is a good player, a really good midfielder. Sven Botman is a top-draw centre-half and could easily play for Man United," added Merson. "They could all play for Man United, but people go, 'Oh, I wouldn't buy him, he's from Lille. I won't buy him, he's from Everton,' How can we be buying someone from Everton? We're Man United. They have got to start somewhere, and they have got to have trust in someone to come in and do this, because there are lots of players at Man United who they miss out on but could easily get because they think they're Man United and have got to go big. Brace yourself. 3 ways Man United could line up vs Sheffield United with Christian Eriksen call. Man United face Sheffield United tonight as Erik ten Hag fights to keep his job after Sunday's FA Cup collapse against Coventry. Reaching an FA Cup final has never felt so underwhelming. Manchester United limped over the line against Coventry City at Wembley on Sunday, requiring penalties to book their spot in the showpiece event despite having led 3-0 with 70 minutes on the clock. The pressure on Erik ten Hag continues to mount, despite the United boss insisting it was crazy to question his future having just reached an FA Cup final. It's back to Premier League action for United tonight as they face Sheffield United at Old Trafford. Chris Wilder's men sit bottom of the Premier League and are destined for an instant return to the Championship. Regarding the team news, Ten Hag confirmed on Tuesday there are doubts about the fitness of Scott McTominay and Marcus Rashford, but Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho should be available, despite picking up injuries in the win over Coventry. Samuel Luckhurst. Given the latest injuries and the taxing 2 hours against Coventry, changes are essential. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not learning at left-back, and the inclusion of a 250th Academy graduate in the first team would be a much-needed feel-good story for United. Harry Amas is an actual left-back available to Ten Hag. Christian Eriksen has to start in the league for the first time in 3 months. Ahmad is overdue a start in what would be his first meaningful appearance in the lineup in the Premier League. But brace yourself for Ten Hag naming Antony on the right wing. Stephen Railston. Wan-Bissaka playing at left-back isn't working, and Diogo Dalot is more comfortable on that side, so the pair should switch and Casemiro should start in the centre again amid the defensive injury crisis. The midfield was weaker for Eriksen's introduction at Wembley, and McTominay should get the nod alongside Kobbie Mainoo and Fernandes if he's considered fit enough to feature. However, Rashford shouldn't start if he passes his fitness test, and it's time Ahmad is given a chance. George Smith. With senior options so limited, there is a restriction on what Ten Hag can change. The back four, though it is not ideal, should remain unchanged from Sunday, but Wan-Bissaka and Dalot need to switch roles, with the former looking increasingly uncomfortable on the left. With McTominay a doubt, Eriksen is the most logical candidate to replace him and join forces with Mainoo and Fernandes in the middle. Though that three would not feature a defensive midfielder, it should have enough about it to get the better of Sheffield United's engine room. In attack, the time has come for Ahmad to get the nod and start. He was bright off the bench against Coventry and should be rewarded with a first start of the season, particularly with Rashford a doubt. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag drops hint over Ahmad. Ahmad has not started for Man United in the Premier League in almost 3 years, and it was in a heavily rotated team ahead of the Europa League final. Erik ten Hag has indicated Ahmad could make his first meaningful Premier League start for Manchester United against Sheffield United. The 21-year-old has not started for United since December 2021, and he has made 6 appearances off the bench this season, scoring the winning goal against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Ahmad joined United from Atalanta in October 2020, and only 3 of his 15 appearances for the club have been as a starter. The winger's only 2 starts in the Premier League were in heavily rotated teams against Leicester and Wolves in May 2021, as then-manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer prioritised the league visit of Liverpool and the Europa League final. The Ivory